Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jennifer. This is my husband, Warren. We are a Country Life, and we are filming at a new location. I don't think I've ever been in this part of our property filming before. Anyway, we caught up with him. He was just putting away the...
He's putting away the Yanmar with the fuel tank, the mobile fuel tank.
The mobile fuel tank.
I'm in the process of back pumping the flood, so I had to fuel up the tractor. So what questions do you have for me?
I'm just looking over my list. So in the last video I did, the thumbnail says it's harvest time, and people, I said, hey, if you have any questions, you can get those in the description box. And so we have a lot of questions here. A couple that I wanted to ask you. Who picks all the cranberries?
Well,
it's an easy answer.
I guess me. I guess. Yeah, I do all the raking. So I run the rake tractor, which plucks the berry off the vine. So I do 100% of the raking. There
were a number of questions asking about how many semi-loads come out of a bed, how many pounds fit into a semi, do we get paid by pound, ton, or truckload? So just kind of talk on that a little bit.
Sure. Well, we get paid by the barrel, and a barrel is 100 pounds. A full semi is about 500 barrels. So you're looking at 50,000 pounds of fruit in one semi. And as far as beds go, we have beds of all different acreages. So how much fruit comes out of a bed. Now this year we're running a pretty average crop. We're running on our Stevens variety about 230 barrels per acre. A 2-acre bed, a 2-acre bed will give you about a semi-load, roughly. And our early varieties, the high reds, those produce better. We average 300 barrel to the acre on those. And these numbers are good. They're not great, but they're not bad. It's a pretty average crop this year. So
we have a question about how we actually harvest the cranberries, or how we actually get them off of the vine.
Sure. Well, we have a machine that we call the harrow. And what that basically is, customized Gates harrow on the back of the machine, which is a spring steel harrow tine that's bent at an angle. So when it's put down on the ground, it lays flat, but you have the spring that provides down pressure, and it also allows it to follow the contours of the land. And then on the front of the tractor is my own homemade harrow, my own design. I think I'm the only one in the state of Wisconsin that uses the U-shaped harrow tines. And I built that because I wanted to use the hydraulic system that the tractor already had for raising and lowering, because that used to have a beater on it, which was the old method of picking. So basically that too is a spring-loaded harrow tine that, when it's lowered, plucks the berry off the vine as it goes across it. Does that make sense?
So we had a question about how many frogs or snakes have gotten actually all the way up into the bed. So Dan here is going to give us the lowdown on that.
Well, we had one snake that made it up into the bed, but it was already deceased when it got there, and he was let out. And it depends on the beds and the weather. Sometimes we get 2 frogs, sometimes 4, but we fish them out and throw them into the other ditch, and they live. So we're not killing anything. What time right now?
And you were saying that you got a turtle yesterday?
Yeah, we got a little painted turtle, a little mud turtle got in the bed. And we let him go too, because I wanted to have him for pets for your grandkids, but their mother didn't think that was appropriate.
No pets at this time, huh?
No pets.
Okay, so I kind of came away from all of the noise of the harvesting equipment and the semi and everything to answer a few more questions. So there was a question asking about how deep the ponds are. So we have what we call reservoirs. I mean, we do, I guess, sometimes say, oh, we're gonna go swim in the pond, but it's a reservoir, and the reservoir varies in depth. And so let me just give you guys a look. Joe left his bike down here the other day. But the reservoir varies in depth. So right here is our swimming area. This is, you know, just about chest deep. And then it does get all the way up to, I believe the deepest is about 6 feet or so. Oh, Sam needs to get by me. All right, so I had to move out of the way because Sam had to get to school. And it's starting to rain. And for reference here, when we came outside before, it's 38 degrees. So it is chilly today. We are all bundled up. And Aisley, I think, is just about had it. So we might have to get back to this in a little bit. All right, well, it is a bit brighter out now than it was earlier today. I'm getting a chance to get back outside here and try to finish filming this Q&A. It's only warmed up to 42. Maybe 43. Maria is holding down the fort inside because both babies, I call them the babies, I mean they're 2 and 1, but they are both sleeping. And so I said, Maria, how about if I just run and do the filming by myself rather than have to take them back out in the cold? Because before, I think Colt was enjoying it more than Aisley. All right, well, I need to get this garage door open, so let me do that. But I did bring along hot chocolate for the ride because I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the UTV instead of walking, just so I can kind of get down there, do the filming, get back. I wouldn't want them to wake up and Maria to have to manage them all by herself. So. But I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I did just post the recipe. I mean, today, this video, it's going to take me a while to get it out to you all, but I did post the recipe for this hot cocoa mix, and I'm going to try to remember to post it down in the description box for you all. This is really, really good, and I've made a lot of different, over the years, different homemade cocoa mixes, and none of them are quite right. And I think what it is about this one is that it actually has powdered vanilla in it. For some reason that powdered vanilla just really brings out the chocolate flavor and makes the chocolate taste like those like Swiss Miss pouches that you can get at the store. So anyway, powdered vanilla can be a bit expensive. Now there is a really good economical brand. I believe it's Cook's brand or like Cook's Company or something like that, and you can get that at Amazon. I know I have not ever seen it in any of my local grocery stores, but I always buy mine in bulk at a Mennonite store that's kind of local-ish. It's like a couple hours away from my house, but anyway, that's where I buy it. And I just buy, I think it's like maybe an 8-ounce container or something like that. I buy it and it lasts a long time because I don't use it in a lot of things, pretty much just when I'm making like a powdered mix like this. And then if I happen to be out of vanilla, I'll use that. Or sometimes I'll even use it in frostings if I don't want the little bit of like a brownish color of the imitation vanilla to kind of color the white frosting. I'll use the powdered vanilla. All right, that has nothing to do with this Q&A video, but I'm just letting you know that, yeah, I'm bringing hot chocolate because it's that cold. So before we even leave the shed though, there were a few questions that I can just answer for you guys just like this. So when is harvest? Someone said that someday they'd like to make it to Wisconsin for harvest. Well, we are in central Wisconsin, and cranberry harvest here for the early varieties starts usually about the 3rd week of September, like the 3rd full week of September, and that's pretty much when harvest starts. Then it really ramps up in our area the 1st Monday of October. That's when things really start going. And then there are some marshes that don't even start until, like, let's see, we are actually technically on our last day, and it is October 14th, I think, is today, or the 13th is today. Anyway, there are some places that just started the second Monday of October. So good chance the first couple, 3 weeks of October is like major cranberry harvest in our area. Also, the state, Wisconsin. That is where we are. And yes, I will be having more grocery hauls coming. It has just been it just gets kind of crazy sometimes. And then someone had asked how many children we have. They're new here. So Becky over at Acre Homestead had shared my channel over there. She was doing some kitchen work and had in her earbuds and was watching or listening to one of my videos. And a lot of you popped over here from her channel, so thank you and welcome to all of you. So I know that there's just a lot of new people here all of a sudden and don't really know the dynamics of our family. So we have 7 children. 4 of our children are adults, meaning they are 18 or older. 3 are under that, and they are 14, 10, and 9. Our 18-year-old, he's a senior, still lives at home taking college classes. And when I say a senior, he's technically a senior, but taking college classes full-time. And our other 3 children are 21, 23, and 25, and they are all out on their own, and hopefully they're living their best life. So you don't see a whole lot of them, and that's Emily, Nick, and Amber, but the other ones you tend to see more often here. Oh, somebody else also asked if I have a favorite cheeseburger soup recipe. Well, I was sent a cheeseburger soup recipe a while back. I really want to make that recipe. It's like earmarked. I have such an enormous pile of rubber banded recipes right now of things that I want to make. It's just time, and that's it. It's just time. What, you think I don't know my way around this place?
Well, you looked like you were starting to turn down this dike here, and then you go down to the next one and you start to turn, and then you stop and back up and then come down this one, so I don't know where you're going.
Well, I'm filming and I have a lot of questions going through my mind of which ones I'm going to film next, and so I'm kind of trying to decide what I'm going to do. But wow, look at that crew. Hi ho, it's off to work we go. Nick says it's the dream team. What did you say?
I said we were saying here comes the news media.
Well, do something newsworthy.
Give you something Cranberry newsworthy right here.
Oh no!
Too bad it wasn't warmer, otherwise I bet she would have been going in.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could fly, did you?
Well, right now things are idled down. Warren is delivering a semi-trailer full, and we don't have another trailer here to fill. He'll have to bring an empty one back with him. Joe thinks he's taken over my position. You look good in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you look good. There was a question about how long does it take to get the water off of the beds, to drain the water. If you have followed along with my channel and cranberry growing for a long time, you know that cranberries do not grow in water. I mean, not even this amount of water. It's normally just a dry bed. It might be damp, but they do not grow in water. During harvest time and other times of the year, the beds are flooded, and sorry for that idling tractor there in the background. And then the water is brought up on the beds for harvesting. And then after they're harvested, like for example this bed here, then the water has to get drained off. Warren isn't here for me to ask that question to, but what happens is that there are bulkheads like this one for each bed. There's a bulkhead. Right now he has this one closed off right now, but he will shortly be draining more of this water off. So the boards that are closing it off right there, those boards will get pulled out. The water will flow through underground here. It'll flow into this ditch here, and then this ditch, the water will flow. It'll flow that direction down to that bulkhead, and there's a series of ditches that will take it over to our pump back ditch. That's what you see here. You see the tractor. This is called a cruciform pump, if I'm if I'm saying it properly, and that pump pumps the water from this ditch. It pumps it back into our main reservoir where we can just recycle that water. Yeah, we just keep on recycling the water. Like I said, I don't have Warren here to ask this question to, but I'm pretty sure it takes about 24 hours to completely drain the water off of a bed. It might even take a little more than 24 hours. So we will ask him, and I will flash his words on the screen here just to be sure that you guys get the right answer. Cranberries is a big industry in Wisconsin and a few other states, but it is not anything near the industry like corn or soybeans or something like that. So what happens is that most of the equipment, the question I'm actually answering here for you right now, I should tell you that. Somebody had asked about if we rent equipment or if we buy equipment. So here we have all of our own equipment. We don't rent any equipment, and that is just because in our area there would be no way for us to rent everything that we would need because everybody is harvesting at the same time. So we own all of our own equipment, and lots of it is, I wouldn't say homemade, but it is adapted for our needs. These were some sort of leaf blower that were on wheels, and Warren years ago made them. You can see he welded and painted and rigged it up so that it would work on the four-wheelers, and this is what they use to blow the ditch edge, to blow the cranberries out into the bed when they are too tight up to the ditch. Same thing with our berry cleaner. You really don't just go and buy a berry cleaner. There are companies in our area, there are do you call it like a machine tool company or something like that, a machining tool? I know what it's called, a machining fabricator. There are businesses like that, and they do build specific cranberry equipment, but you don't just like zip to the John Deere dealer and pick up something for cranberry harvesting because they just don't have that type of equipment. Everything has to be sort of adapted and or homemade. Just like Warren explained about his cranberry harrow rake, he purchased different pieces and parts and made it to work for our situation. The very first year that we went to semis, which was about 5 years ago, I think, we did rent, I think we rented a tractor and trailers that year, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe we owned the trailers already. I can't remember anymore. But soon after that, then I believe it was the next year, Warren bought a tractor, you know, like the engine part of the semi. When you think of a semi, the front part, the driving part is called a tractor. And he bought one so that we would have our own, because again, trying to rent, everybody in this area is harvesting corn, beans, cranberries, just everything, and it's hard to get rental equipment. Okay, so we own everything. Most everything he buys used, and just he loves to search online for used equipment. Had another question about the white cranberries. What happens with the white cranberries? The white cranberries just get mixed right in when you are drinking juice or you are having dried cranberries or cranberry sauce. The white cranberries just got mixed right into that. I do believe that some companies will sort out the whites to make specifically white juice. And I'm talking about Ocean Spray. We don't sell our fruit to Ocean Spray. We sell to Mariani and to Crangrow. And pretty much all of that fruit is made into dried cranberries. A little portion of it is sauce, and a small portion of it is made into juice. If there happens to be an actual green cranberry still in the mix, that gets sorted out and put into the trash pile. Not by us, but at the receiving station. Those are sorted out. Green cranberries are not used because when you try to dry a green cranberry, it actually turns brown, and nobody wants to eat brown dried brown cranberries. They don't really look like cranberries, right? They probably look like something else. So I don't mind the white cranberries at all in my mix of fruit because I have not scientifically tested this at all, but I do believe that the white berries have a little more pectin to them, and I think that they actually make a better sauce when the fruit is not like overripe and super, super dark red. Just doesn't want to gel quite as well as a little bit lighter red fruit and a few white ones thrown in there, because I just think the white, like I said, I feel like the white has a little bit more pectin in it and helps it to gel up better. Hi Joe, I see you found my hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yummy.
Did you drink it or moisturize your face with it?
Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk? Believe it or not, this jacket that Joe is wearing,
Yeah.
this jacket used to be my grandpa's. It actually still has his name on the inside. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you're named after Grandpa, aren't you? Is your middle name the same as your great-grandpa's middle name?
No,
Yes, it is.
No,
No, what's your middle name? Joseph what?
Edward Blackman.
Yes, you're Joseph Edward Brackman. Yep, I like it. Okay.
Yeah, what's up, folks, guys? Bye-bye. See you next time, guys.
Were you watching Flair?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so speaking of fruit, cranberries that I keep for myself, I had a question, how much do we keep? And we usually keep anywhere between 100 and 300 pounds. It kind of depends on the projects that we have planned for that year. And then I just like to make sure that I always have cranberries on hand because I would never want to run out. That would be horrible. Emily and I have planned a pretty big project. I'm saving 100 pounds of cranberries. They're up at the house right now. They just pulled them off the bed this morning, and we have a big project planned, so I guess stay tuned for that. And I was checking my question list. Another question was, where do the cranberries go after they're harvested? Well, if you did see in that last video, I was riding with Warren down to pick up a trailer because we were picking up our trailers from the receiving station. And I do have a video from last year where I rode along with him and we were delivering a truck to the receiving station. They get binned up in 1,000-pound boxes, and then they get trucked to a freezer. They have to stay in their freezers for 60 to 90 days before they are processed into dried fruit, and then the fruit would be processed. So most of the fruit, like if you are buying fresh cranberries in the store, you are not buying our berries. If you are buying juice, depending on which juice company you're buying or which juice brand you're buying, it could be our fruit, because I do know that some of our cranberry concentrate will get sold to Langers and they will make juice. I believe it used to be sold to Sam's Club as well, or for like the Sam's Club juice, possibly the Great Value juice as well. I don't know all of the different juices, but anyway, if you were to buy Great Value dried cranberries or Mariani dried cranberries, those could potentially be our fruit. And then another big percentage of our dried cranberries also go for getting mixed into granolas, cereals, baked goods. A cereal company or a bakery is buying 25-pound boxes, and they're buying like a whole pallet of 25-pound boxes, that type of thing, and then they're utilizing them in their products. Well, that wraps up today's video, the Q&A. For those of you that left questions down there before the filming of this video, I was very happy to answer those. I hope that I answered those to the depth or level that you were hoping to get them answered. If you guys found this of any kind of value to you, other than the goofiness at the end here, if you got some value out of this video, I would love it if you would hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. There's going to be so many more. Well, there's probably not going to be a whole lot more cranberry because guess what? It's the last day. But there will be a lot more coming. I am going to be in a Thanksgiving pie collab coming up. I am joining a Christmas cookie collab coming up. So there's just a lot of fun stuff planned for this like late fall and early winter, and I hope that you guys, hair in my mouth, and I hope you guys have a fabulous day. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
See you next time, guys. Woohoo!
Last load is going in.